Hi everyone! I recently decided to learn how to do bookbinding so I can make my own iridescent journals, and I realized that I was going to need a book press. So this is a device that kind of squishes your journal or your book, whatever it is that you're making, and it makes it really nice and pressed and it looks kind of good and professional. But these devices are so expensive, and if you're just trying to do this as a hobby and you're not trying to make money out of it or do it professionally, you probably don't want to spend a whole lot of money. So I improvised and I made a book press for about $20. My name is Nadia, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make this book press for about $20 and without a drill or any other kind of special tools. The trick here is to buy specific types of cutting boards that already have the holes pre-drilled in them. Let's see how it's done. You're going to need two 11 by 14 inch Farberware bamboo cutting boards with silicone corners. They're called Farberware non-slip cutting boards. And I got these at a store called Tuesday Morning for about $6, but you can also find them at Walmart for about $8. And they have sort of two sides. One has this kind of a cutout that's going to be your outer side of the book press, and the smooth part is going to be the inner side of it. In addition to the cutting boards, you're also going to need 4 sets of hardware, and the size of the diameter of hardware is 7/16 of an inch. And namely, you're going to need long screws with a 7/16 diameter, so these could be anywhere from 3 inches to higher depending on how thick of a book you're trying to bind. I got the 3-inch screws, and the only ones that I could find had this kind of useless portion here, so if you could find the ones that are threaded all the way through, those might be better. And again, if you're trying to bind thicker books, then you may want to invest in longer screws. You're also going to need 4 washers that will fit the screws, and these again have to be in the 7/16 of diameter on the inside of the washer. And lastly, you're going to need a set of 4 7/16 diameter wing nuts, and you're going to screw these onto the screws when you're done. Now, to assemble your book press, you're simply just going to take each board and you're going to remove the 4 corners. And to remove them, you kind of just have to pull them out toward yourself. And they're a little bit hard to pull. You kind of want to be careful when you're pulling them to not chip the bamboo on the corner, and also to not hurt your hand. There you go. And notice that when you pull out the corner, there's a nice pre-drilled hole in the corner, and that hole is a perfect fit for a 7/16 inch screw. So just go ahead and remove every single corner from your boards. This one's a little tough. Kind of maybe wiggle it from the back with your thumbs. Oh yeah, that's actually a lot easier. Removing it with your thumbs like this. Alright, now that you have your 2 de-cornered cutting boards, what you're going to do is you're going to put them together, one on top of the other, and you want the 2 flat sides to go inside. You want the 2 totally flat ones, not the ones with this kind of a cutout. You want the flat ones to go inside on top of each other. Alright, now go ahead and take a screw. Take each screw and thread them through these 2 holes, through the 2 boards, through the holes of the 2 boards. And once you've threaded the screw, take a washer and then take a wing nut and just screw it on. And you just want to screw it on lightly just to keep the whole thing assembled, not to tighten it too much. Some of these maybe need to be greased a little bit. Alright. And just go ahead and go around the whole, all 4 corners, and assemble your screw. And voila, that's it. That's your book press right here. If you're going to be setting this on top of some kind of an important surface like wooden floors or a tabletop, you may also want to invest in a set of adhesive bumper pads that you could put right around the 4 corners so that the screws don't damage the surface where you set this on top of when you actually set this down. Now, to use the book press, take whatever it is that you're trying to press. In this case, I have this text block of black paper. Go ahead and open up your book press and loosen up the wing nuts a little bit so that you could insert your text block in here. And then once it's in there, go ahead and tighten the screws. So I'm just gonna set it down for a second and so I could tighten the screws, and then I'll adjust the text block again. Alright, so now go ahead and like do the last final adjustment of it. So I'm actually going to loosen these front ones up a little bit so I could adjust. And once you're happy with the placement, go ahead and tighten up the screws again. And at some point you get to a point where it's finger tight, and then the more you twist, the more like the screw just rotates. So at this stage, I then just take an adjustable wrench, or you could take the whatever correct size wrench you have for these. And I'm just gonna hold down the, I'm gonna adjust the wrench first. And then you could just hold down the screw head and tighten the wing nut here. And you could go around and do that for all 4 of them. And make sure that this doesn't really move around much when you're tightening. This is enough for me for this kind of a block, but ideally it would have been nice if my screws actually had threading all the way through the screw, because then I could like really tighten them as tight as possible, whereas for me the tightening pretty much ends right here. So if you could find 7/16 screws that are threaded all the way through, then those are going to be the winners for you. But nonetheless, this is pretty good. Overall, the project cost me about $20, and I have a really nice, really sturdy book press that I'm hoping to make lots of cute notebooks with, and I will certainly post some videos updating you on the progress. Alright, and that's it. So once your book press is assembled, you can press your journals or books or notebooks, whatever it is that you're making, and you just tighten it by screwing these wing nuts. In another video, I'll show you how I made this iridescent journal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.